Dr. Powlison, recently a friend of mine graduated with a counseling degree, and she's just starting into counseling, and I was pointing her towards some of your resources on your website with the Christian Counseling and Educational Foundation. But I didn't really know how to articulate to her the uniqueness of how you all train lay and pastoral counselors. Can you help me understand that?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say that there's nothing unique about having a classroom or doing supervision or, mentoring people, but the unique place is the worldview. It's viewing counseling as ministry and ministry of Christ, and dealing with the sorrows and the sins and the chaotic mix of the two in people's lives in a way that is seeking to make sense of it in the light of Christian faith. So.
If I went to someone for counseling who had been trained by you versus other types of Christian counselors, what would be the distinctives maybe that would come from
that is a great question. If I were to put it simply, I think the single most immediately obvious difference is how one views causality. What is the cause of our problems? We live in a culture that, in the old classic Psych 1 textbook, Nature Nurture, problems are viewed in our culture as your body plus your personal history. Unfortunate, painful, distressing things in your personal history. Hence, medication for the body and whatever the theory is of how to deal with personal history. This is a shorthand way of putting it, but in a sense, if your problems are all caused by what happened to you or your body, you aren't anywhere in the mix in the problem. One of the classic things in eating disorder therapy is the genes load the gun, life experience pulls the trigger. Well, where are you in all that? And it's something where, you think of an eating disorder and maybe there's something biological, and we certainly live in a culture that creates very unreal images of what people should look like, but the person is at the center. And I think that so that analytic is different. And then if there's no sin, then there's also no Christ. So in a sense, you definitely aren't a sinner. Other things are at fault. And you are your own savior, because the way you get better is by making better choices.
Changing your behavior. I got to try harder. Is
changing your behavior, changing your thinking self-affirming thoughts. And so the Christian message deals with the same world, the same brokenness, the same terrible life experiences, sufferings, personal struggles, but it just puts the whole package together in a different way, and in a way that leads to the Savior of the world. So.